Today's episode of The Chop Shop is brought to you by our good folks over at Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code The Chop Shop at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com using the code The Chop Shop.
Get more money. Okay, we're gonna get more money. Okay, we're gonna get more money.
This my shit.
Okay, we're gonna get into something else.
Welcome to the Chop Shop. I am Eddie James. Next to me is my trusty pal, Italian Stallion, VIP, very Italian person, fastest hands in the tri-state. Goddammit, DJ React.
Yes, sir. We're here.
Yeah. Hey, React, man. We got a legend on here, bro.
We sure do.
This man is, for our time, I believe, one of the greatest tastemakers for our generation when it comes to music. He is affiliated with so many people and so many artists and super talented musicians and DJs. He has put out their records on his label, Street Corner Music.
Street Corner Music. Yes, sir.
He is a Detroit native, super DJ, and as you can hear, a really fucking dope ass producer as well. We're gonna get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Mr. House Shoes on the Chop Shop.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes. What up, Shoes?
What's good, Joe?
What you smoking, bro? You smoking Newports?
Yeah. Yesterday was a rough day. I've been off squares for like 5 months,
okay.
but that's the third pack I got in
It's okay.
5 months, so I ain't tripping. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't
It's all
enjoy
good.
them.
It's all good.
That's the thing. Like, I'm really happy. I don't enjoy
Yeah.
cigarettes anymore, but I still want to smoke them sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel you. I hear you.
I feel like left out. Shit, I think I'm smoking weed and shit tonight.
Go get a pack, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm already on that McAllen tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You know,
Word up.
looking for that sponsor. Actually, we could be sponsored by Shoes IPA, which is fucking dope as hell too. You still making that?
You got your own line of beer, dude?
Well, we dropped a couple batches a few years ago.
Ooh.
Fucking,
I'm telling you, I drank
That's dope.
like a dummy. I was like, man, these just taste good.
careful.
Pause.
Careful.
It I literally drank like 3, and I
No,
was
that's
like,
too many.
whoa.
Too many, bro.
I was looking at the one the next day because it was coming to 4-pack and shit.
Yeah.
And I was looking
What
at
was
that one.
What was the alcohol content?
Oh,
It's like between 7 and 8, I think.
yeah, I think it was like either
that's
7,
good
9,
shit.
or 8.
It might have been like 8.3 even. KT came
Yeah.
over here. KT came over here like right after we dropped them, right? And he had 2 on an empty stomach, and I was doing the Twitch stream, right? And I thought he left. I thought he left, bro. I thought he just left because I was like, where the fuck is KT? And like 3 hours later, I go in the bathroom, and he's leaned up on the sink.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Little
man.
girl
Shout
That'll
out
saying,
do it.
"Look,
KT,
look."
man.
He's like, man, you playing some shit, bro.
Even Kerry, he heard the music and shit, man. Shouts to 14KT, man.
Absolutely.
Super dope, man. Man, Shoes, man, thank you so much, man. This is like a long time in the making, man. We try to get you on maybe about 6 months ago when the show first started.
Yeah.
Or like that. We thought about you, man. I meant what I said, man. No cap. Like, I honestly think about there's tastemakers out there, man, and you've done it all, from DJing to producing and then putting records out, man, and then just the level of musicians and producers that you put out, and the music that you put out, man, is nothing short of amazing, man. So first and foremost, I just wanted to give you your props, man.
Thank you, brother.
And we really appreciate you, man. A lot of people appreciate you. So real quick, your earlier days. You're in LA right now, but you hail from Detroit. Well, first of all, what part of Detroit originally?
Not the city. Not until I was
Okay.
age. I grew up in Southfield. I actually grew up in Lathrop Village, which is like a small part of Southfield. Southfield borders Detroit on the northwest side.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
But as soon as
You
I
hear
was
that?
of age, I was in the city. You know what I mean? As soon as I could be in there, I was like,
Man, so you speak about your music, and I'm not gonna terrify you like your teacher did with the cornet back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to you had to push your lips, goddamn. Pause. Right. That was the first generation of. By the way, people, shoes ain't for no games. Like I could see early shoes. Like, man, fuck this buzzing my lip shit. I ain't fucking. You take this fucking chord. It ain't even a chord. It ain't even a trumpet, motherfucker. It's a cornet. I asked for a trumpet.
yeah, that motherfucker was too hot with it. I was like, man,
Yeah.
left. Fuck this shit. I'm not playing. I'm gonna be a DJ in a few years, homie.
it walked out the class, man. But yeah, speak to that, man. Like your first, like when did you realize that that you want to be a DJ?
So when I was in high school, well, I started a radio show. I took a radio show class. Like they had a class. So I went to Southfield Lathrop. In
Okay.
Southfield, there were two high schools. There was Southfield Lathrop. There was Southfield High.
Yeah.
And they had a radio station at Southfield High. And you could go over there. It was an elective to take the class, and then you could have a radio show in the afternoon.
Yeah. Damn, that's really cutting edge.
Yeah, so that's where I met like 31. That's where I met like Beej and Spot and
Yeah.
cats from the first crew I was fucking with. And that's when I met Kareem Riggins. He was in the radio station class with me.
Huh.
And he had a jazz group called Legacy at that time while he was still in high school. And he was playing all the jazz venues in Detroit. So I always loved music. And I always loved to share music. You know what I mean? I wanted to get the shit first and put people up on what I liked and enjoyed. So I used to pick up the homie Omari, my boy Omari Jones. And he was a DJ O Love. He was a good-ass DJ. And like I said, I always wanted to have the shit first. So one day he was like, you want to come in the crib? And I went in the crib. And his living room was just full of his records.
Right.
And that's when I learned about like promos and test presses and the fact that that was the first iteration of music. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I started hitting the record stores and getting them relationships tight with the motherfuckers at different stores, because when the promos come in, it might only be 1 or 2 copies in the whole city. So
That's right. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. Like the test, the white labels, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started getting them fucking records. You know what I mean?
Stuff for a little bit.
Both of my turntables were lenders. I had that little shitty plastic ass Technique with the little dog wheel shit.
Yep.
And I had so my right is my strong hand. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. It was.
I had
Hey, child, take my
Kenwood,
strong hand.
But the Kenwood, I had this Kenwood that the homie let me hold, and it was a
Yeah.
sturdy turntable, and it had like the pitch control knob that you turn like
Hell
that.
yeah.
I could cut a little bit on it, but since I didn't have any real sturdy turntables,
Mm-hmm.
all the practice was just blends. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
blend integral in Detroit. Like cutting is secondary. You got to be able to hold a long, tight blend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I first started practicing, it was just like instrumentals, blended instrumentals, and then after that, before I got my techs, it was like remixes. I make remix tapes for the homies where I take acapellas and put them over different 12-inch instrumentals and shit. You know
Oh
what I mean?
shit. Okay. Yeah. That's dope. I mean, it's funny what you said, because so you only had one turntable that had the pitch control, right?
Well, no, they both had them.
Oh, they both had pitch. Okay. Yeah, because I remember when when I didn't have no pitch control. I think my first set, and then immediately I got some cheap ass turntable. My mom, shouts to my moms and shit. So like I got another cheap pair. Them shits were like Scots. It was like Scots. For real. And I had like a million pieces of paper on it, motherfuckers, ceramic, all kinds of slippery slide shit that make my records. But them two shits had pitch control, and that's all I really cared about, man. Just to have the pitch and be able to match the records and shit. I was happy about that shit, man. And then, yeah, man. But, I think I heard something like, you started DJing in 93? Oh, 93, 94?
Late 93, early 94, yeah.
Man.
My first party I ever did, I mean, it wasn't a party. It was the last day of 6th grade. So technically the first time I DJ was the last day of 6th grade. And I just had it was only like 4 or 5 of the homies came through, but I had the shit we all had, the box joint, the dual cassette and
yeah,
on top and the CD player and shit. So I just had my tapes and my records and some CDs, and I'd play a record, then I'd play a tape. And
that's fucking dope.
I had that tape queued up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Queued up already to where you want them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was getting high too at six in the 6th grade. He was like, "Yeah, we about to go to 7th grade and shit." He's had 40 ounces and shit.
I ain't start smoking, drinking, or fucking until after high school. And if I would have, I probably wouldn't. None of this shit would have happened. None of this shit would have happened, bro. Because I was one of them motherfuckers in school where I just did just enough to get by.
Yeah.
Like, I was accelerated. They wanted to take me and put me in, like, the other school when I was in, like, 2nd or 3rd grade. They wanted to take me and put me into, like...
Gifted and talented.
Like, nah, I want to be with my motherfucking friends. Fuck that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just got by. If I was smoking, drinking, and fucking, I probably never would have even finished it. And if I would have never finished high school, I never would have went to Eastern Michigan University.
Yeah.
And I never would have got kicked out of Eastern Michigan University. And I never would have taken all that money that I had left and bought records.
Woo.
And I probably would have never went to Street Corner Music to buy Hard to Earn the day it came out.
Yeah.
Job. And I probably wouldn't have got hired 2 weeks after that at St. Andrews Hall. And I probably wouldn't have met JD at the record shop I was working in a few months after that. You know what I mean? So
and ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Good night. We're going home now. That's it. Good night. That's it. Bye-bye.
He just did an Eminem on us and shit. Like, so we can't even ask the question and
fucking
shit.
mic drop.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Yeah, man. Like, damn, you just really... Yeah,
That's all right.
You really threw me for a loop with my list there. No, I'm just fucking around.
There's no details in that. We still got to get.
No, I know, man. There's so much stuff to talk about, man. So when we talk about the music in Detroit, which is heavenly electronic. Did you find yourself in between? Like, did you appreciate that kind of music, or it was like straight hip hop from the beginning?
I mean, I was a hip hop motherfucker, but I appreciated it. Like I appreciate like Poison Clan, Dance All Night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That shit ain't too much different than a fucking Ghetto Tech record. It's just
that's right.
Rapping.
Yeah. No. Right.
Like Magic Mike. I fuck with Magic Mike back in the day. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, because I know, like Detroit, like you said, off the air that, Detroit is like, there's so much going on, man. Like the Detroit that I witnessed, it was like they were playing a lot of the people I hung out with. They weren't even playing like, slum. They were like all like hot boys and, Southern stuff.
City, bro. Like, don't take that disrespectfully, anybody, but Detroit was a regular ass city. And the shit we were doing was advanced, and it was too advanced for the city, period. I mean, but we still on like the Ghetto Tech and the techno and the house shit. Like, we grew up listening to Mojo and Jeff Mills, the Wizard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Wizard would be fucking DJing on 4 turntables live on the radio every night.
That's crazy.
And it'd be the fucking wildest shit you ever heard in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you have a crate for Ghetto Tech and all that stuff? Did you have to play that, or?
I never had to play anything. Like, I never looked. I don't have to play shit. played records I like. And not to
Right.
say I don't like those records, but the homies do that, and they do it very well. I do what I do. I just finally, rest in peace, my homie Buys. Like, I love reggae,
Mm-hmm.
but I never touched it because that shit is too massive. Mad motherfuckers that got their finger on that pulse, and they can do it. But the homie hit me to do a gig, and
Where were those early parties at before you went to before you got the gig at St. Andrews, or were they in the hood, or?
so when I was going to Eastern, my homies Low and Zoe, who I was later in a group with called Emixo, and my man V Styles, Orlando VC, they used to drive up to Ypsilanti and they would pick me up and drive me all the way back to Detroit, and we would go to the Rhythm Kitchen, Mecca, which is 1315 Broadway, or 1515 Broadway, which is another spot. And of course, they took me to fucking St. Andrews for the first time. And St. Andrews was, everything.
Mind blown. Yeah. Right. When I went to Detroit for the first time, I knew about St. Andrews, and I was, because I'm coming from New York, and I was in the D, and I was like, yo, man, like, what's up with St. Andrews? They said, we ain't fucking going there. I'm like, yo, but like, I'm like, come on, like, that's what we listen to. You know what it is?
Yeah.
And it was like, nah, we going to River Rock.
Yeah, or going to Legends. That was the craziest shit, though, because that's where you really got to see the dynamic right next door to each other. Because Andrews was 431 East Congress, Legends was right next door on the corner, and St. Andrews was the hip hop shit.
Right there, yeah.
And we was fucking weirdos. We was misfits. It was crazy. What the fuck is y'all wearing? What is y'all listening to?
Baggy ass pants, backpacks and shit.
They up in there turning up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll tell you that shit. Detroit is different, man. Like,
oh, absolutely.
So you got your early DJ gigs, DJ House Shoes, which is like, you were legendary, and it was all hip hop at St. Andrews. How long did that tenure last there?
10 years. 94 to 2004. Maybe 93% of those Fridays. Every Friday I would be there. There was a few, motherfuckers quit sometimes because it wasn't no bread. When I got hired there, I was making $80 on a Friday night.
Oh man!
10 years later, I was making $200.
Yeah.
Hey, but that line used to be around the corners.
Yo, there's like 1,500 people in the club. You know what I mean?
I would have been disgruntled like a motherfucker. Like, listen, people, that's for the love for real, right there. That's for the love, for real.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was church, and I was the fucking pastor, yo. I'm not a religious dude, but I was the pastor, and that was my fucking flock, and I'm super grateful for that shit. You know what I mean? And I've always wielded any power that I ever had. I tried to do the best possible things I could do with it. It was very community based. I never traveled outside of Detroit. I never gave a fuck about playing records nowhere else. Like, who does that? I got this $200 gig on Friday, homie. I ain't about to go. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That? And then I moved to LA, and I've been to fucking 45 countries.
Damn, that's just wild.
That's crazy, man.
Like straight out of St. Andrews, basically, and then to LA. That had to be crazy. But you speak about that, I'm thinking like, this is why you are who you are, and you get the respect, and you're a real dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was everything. I mean, actually, I can't even say, because 1,500 people waiting for you to get busy. That's kind of, man.
Well, it was 3 floors. So
yeah, that's right. But still, just. Listen, man, I've never been to a house shoe party, but I heard.
It was fucking excitement.
Yeah.
Excitement. Like, I would get off, I would wake up on Saturday. I got 6 days.
Man.
To find heat for next week.
Man,
I just wanted to find the fucking heat. What's the new shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you got, Jay? We got a tape deck in the club. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got a portable DAT player in the fucking club. He's bringing me shit right out the oven.
Attention, basketball fanatics. It is game time. That's right. NBA season is back. You already know. Knicks tape all day long, but it's okay. Even if you're not a Knicks fan, we got an MVP slam dunk for you this season. That's right. Our friends over at Manscaped, they just put out some game-changing stuff. This trimmer is 100% your new MVP. It's going to give you that nothing but net feeling once you're done. The brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped. Do not be the guy who fouls out in the grooming department. Be the guy that scores 20% off and free shipping with the code TheChopShop at Manscaped.com. Get the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra and get your grooming game in championship form. Let me break down the play-by-play for you real quick. Inside this package, the star of the show, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This is their 5th generation trimmer. It has 2 interchangeable blades. It's 2 razors in one. There's a standard blade for taking a little bit off the top, and their new foil blade, which will keep you nice and smooth wherever you decide to shave. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra also features dual LED spotlights. That is right. You could shave your balls in the dark. Trust me, I tried it the other day in complete darkness. No nicks, no cuts. Complete darkness, smooth balls. Don't forget, if you're taking it on the go, Manscaped's got you covered. This puppy comes with the travel case already. It even has a travel lock feature on the device itself to avoid any accidental powering and weird looks at the airport. We are on the cutting edge of cutting pubes, people. Upgrade your ball trimmer and your life will follow. Once again, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code TheChopShop at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with our code TheChopShop at Manscaped.com. I could promise you, you've never seen a ball trimmer look like a spaceship. This thing is a spaceship. Get yours today from our folks over at Manscaped. God damn.
That's crazy, man.
What? You lead by example. I don't think nobody is stuck to the script as hard as I have.
Man.
Like, I'm gonna stick to the motherfucking script. I'll be the example. Like, for better or worse. And it's actually a lot. It's devastating, bro. Sticking to the script. You lose sticking to the script. It ain't really no history will tell the tale, and that'll be a great example for people to read and listen to and learn from. But while you on this motherfucker, it ain't no reward for that. It's just all work and just trying to leave as much behind as you can.
Man, that's a gem right there because, man, that sounds like a pretty much me and React. You know, we all have similar stories, man. That's real talk, man. Like, man, that's a gem. You know, we sacrifice so much to stick to the guns, and then it just that shit. You know, shit don't be working out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But you are one that really stuck to his guns about everything, man. You know, first of all, man, you know, you're a DJ. We all know you're a DJ, man. But your production, man, like a lot of people, I still think a lot of people sleep, and your beats are very impressive, my G. Like super fire.
Personal. I ain't never made there's only literally like maybe one time I ever made a beat for somebody else.
All right. Man.
One time.
Yeah, we were listening to your album. You know, I don't know if you obviously you saw on Bandcamp when people buy your shit. Like right. I actually wind up having the instrumental to was the first album. I'm drawn. Yeah. I had it already. I bought the shit again. I was like, you got me and shit.
It's so much lately. Like, I only drink. This is interesting too. A lot of people might not know this, but I only drink when I DJ. Like, I'm a very light social drinker. Like, it'll take me. Like, the one beer ain't gonna get finished over here if I ain't DJing. It'll be I'll drink half of it, and that shit'll be warm the next day. I gotta get open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel the same way. React hates when listen, I work out and React was like, you fucking drinking again? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking drinking.
In like the last 2 months, I've gotten so many multiple orders of records. Like, I bought 4 copies of the Arm & Hammer album, a new spiritual jazz compilation that came out. I got two of them bitches showed up. You know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah. I find myself doing that. But getting back to what I was saying about your early days of beat making. Very interested to know. Obviously we'll talk about your influences. But yeah, before you met Jay, you were doing beats, and first of all, you're surrounded by gods. The Dillas, the Kareem Riggins, the Black Milks. There's so many fucking. You brought up Zoe. You said Zoe. Is that the Zoe?
No, that's my other homie Zoe. But Zoe's the homie too.
Yo, you're like connect. You're like 6 degrees connected. Seriously, to everybody, bro.
I'm an asset. That's my position. That's my goal and purpose in life is to be an asset.
Yeah.
A dope motherfucker. Yeah. And if you ain't dope, I'm an asset because I can try to tell you how you could try to be dope.
Yeah. No, I've seen, like, by the way, people.
That's the realest shit I ever heard.
Yeah. But Shoes he don't fucking play. He like,
Dick handling is not going to make you any better.
Yeah.
And if you play me a whack ass beat and I tell you if I'm soft handed with that shit, it's not going to make you any better. You play me a whack ass beat, like, man, that was a whack ass beat. I went super hard, bro. Like, I used to judge beat battles, and I would tell motherfuckers, hey, man, don't ever make a beat again in your life. Like, for real. My thought on that was like, listen, you ain't got it. And the only way if I'm going to tell, like, you're either going to quit or you're going to get better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't got it, and if you tap out, you ain't meant to get better.
True. And especially if you have somebody tell you, like, yeah, shit is trash. Like, and then you just get mad and take your ball and go home.
Especially now too. Jake One said it too. With all the technology that we have now at your fingertips, man, like, there's no reason, like, if you're making music and, like, you might have to rethink life if people are telling you your shit's whack. Like, for real, like, just stop.
Well, yeah, we have to hold that thought, man, because I'm really interested in as you as a producer, man. So speak to that.
So, like I said, I went to Southfield High for the radio station class, and I met Beej and Spot, homie Shep, 31 Flavors. That was the original crew. And you have to see something to believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we think that records are just like the Sorcerer's Apprentice or some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then you go over the homie's crib and watch him make a beat on a 4-track.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, that's...
You really doing it.
Spot Dad had this Tascam 4-track. It was like a big Tascam 4-track, and he had a rock and play sampler that ran off a 9-volt battery. It was a 16-second sampler.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And it had pitch control.
Oh shit!
So 4-track, loop up some drums, lay them down, find you some loops.
Yeah.
Pitch it, match the tempo, filters. I'll tell you this, when I started making beats, my primary influence was the Beatminerz, 100%.
Oh shit. Yeah.
A lot of my early shit is like dirty, drum loops with fucking loops on top and the filters and all that shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Like,
shouts to Evil and Walt and Paul, Baby
Absolutely.
Paul. And there were actually the Beatminerz used to be a really bigger crew who had my homie in it too as well, Ike Lee, and at one point in time it was Ike Lee, Walt, Evil D started it, and Baby Paul came on. Then my boy Ike Lee was down with them, and then even Tumbling Dice was down with them too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Ringo. He was part of Beatminerz as well. Yeah, that's a fact.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So yeah, the layered beats and shit like that. Like, man, shit, like 16 seconds. That's a lot.
It's a long time, yo.
That is.
That's why I like long loops. I've always liked long. There's some really dope, like 1-bar, 2-bar joints, of course.
Yeah.
But I just like to hear a more extended progression. You know what I mean?
Unless it's Mass Appeal.
Right.
Which is.
I mean, Mass Appeal's dope. It's definitely nowhere near one of my favorite Primo beats. But the song is incredible. And check me out. Like, hear me on this. That's like the most un-Primo beat you will ever hear in your life.
Mass Appeal?
Mass Appeal does not sound like a fucking Primo beat.
Yeah.
Like, if you listen to the drum, like just the drum pattern, it makes in Primo's shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Chaos was crazy too. Chaos, like you said, hard to earn, but like daily operation was it for me. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, Step Into the Arena was cool, but I remember you saying, I heard you over say, like you were going live on Twitch and you were saying that Hard to Earn was the album that really pulled you in.
Oh, yo. Daily Operation was like Step in the Arena on steroids, but Hard to Earn was like Daily Operation stripped down on steroids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just them fucking cuts. Primo always had the cuts, but on Hard to Earn, yo, that was like...
Oh, yeah, it was crispy.
That's one of the most predominant, like, DJ... Man, he murdered all the joints on the cuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like...
cuts on that bitch, Primo.
Oh, man, shouts to Preem, man. Like, man, like, you're right, because that shit was on steroids. I mean, but... We're jumping the shit. That's okay, man, because we freestyle it and shit, man. Like, that's how we do. We just chopping it up. Absolutely, man. So your early influences, beat wise, like, you're surrounded by a lot of people. Was Kareem making beats? Because you knew Kareem. Did you know Kareem before you knew Dilla?
Yeah, I knew Kareem before Dilla. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So Kareem was making beats as well. Like, all you guys were
making beats. Maybe. I feel like he started making beats probably like around like 95, maybe. I got one of his first beat tapes around here somewhere.
Damn. The timeline is crazy because your maturation and then just progression, like, I got really good really quick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's funny because it was an escape.
Yeah.
Nobody in Detroit was making beats like, man, we about to change the world. We about to take over this shit. Motherfuckers just had it. It was just something in the water, bro.
Man, I'm telling you, because I think about the years.
4-track, and I was taking these little funny ass beats over to Jay and playing them for him. I wasn't even really playing them for him like that. But, you know, then he would be like, you want to make a beat?
How'd you meet Jay?
I met Jay at Street Corner.
Ah, okay. Just coming in.
Street Corner Music is named after a record store that I got hired at.
That's right.
I told you that story previously. That's where I went to buy Hard to Earn. And I met him maybe like October of 94. He just walked in the store and he was digging, and it was something different about him. And I got off work and he was like, you want to hear some shit? He told me he had just started fucking with Tip, and he was driving a white Ford Ranger at the time. And I went out in the Ranger and he put a tape in, and it was like a reset button. It was like going back to the 5th grade all over again.
Damn.
You know what I mean? It was
I think they said that, I think you told me, or you said, or I overheard that the first joint that you heard or either watched him do or either heard him do was Get a Hold.
Yeah, no, I watched him make that at RJ Rice's studio by Northland in the fucking closet.
Word.
Like, it was like a B room. There was a closet. He made that beat in the closet.
In a closet.
Oh my God.
And he made that shit in like less than 15 minutes.
Were you like, what's going on here?
Crazy.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Come on, man. And then, like, I mean, who the fuck? Tribe was everybody's favorite group.
My favorite group still to this day. Beat wise, you speak about Dilla and Get a Hold. I knew that something was different because I followed Tribe since I was a kid. I mean, well, not kid, but I was in, People's Instinctive.
Right.
And I knew the progression, and I was like, man, something's different about this Beats, Rhymes, and Life. It's like more sub bass. It's darker.
Yeah.
The first record right out the box was loop of Blind Alley, and it was just raw and dark, and the bass line didn't even come into the end and shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? It was like a I was like, what? And I was in a car that had like mad like bass and shit. I was like, this, and then that stopped, and it was just like the rhythm, doom, doom, doom. I was like, yo, something's different.
Everybody back in the day said that he ruined, there's so much revisionist shit out here, man. It's so exhausting. Like, motherfuckers saying they loved Electric Circus. Like, come on, yo. You wasn't saying that, motherfucker. You didn't. Everybody hated Beats, Rhymes, and Life. Everybody hated Lab Cabin, California.
Yeah. Not me.
JD ruined Tribe. JD ruined Farside. JD ruined Common. You know what I mean? And not everybody just.
Yeah. Have you actually? I mean, man, you in different circles. That man, you've heard that. I've heard that. Okay, I've heard. Electric Circus was, was kind of mid, but I didn't think that shit was mid at all. I was just like, this shit is fucking different and dope. Like, I understood it. And actually, I was at Studio A when they started recording that shit. Real talk. Yeah. Getting back to your beats and everything, Mac, because man, I really want to shed light on your production.
No doubt. No, so I went from the 4-track shit.
Yeah.
This is crazy because this is something else that just popped into my head that I ain't thought about in a long ass time. So there was these cats, J. Rue and Jeru, not J. Rue, but Jeru and J Star. And Jeru and J Star was from Jersey, and there was like Tame and L's OGs. Like, they taught the Artifacts how to do graffiti.
Oh yeah. And
they were staying in the D for like a year or two, and they would let me come through, just give them a couple bucks. They had an ASR 10.
Yeah.
They might have had an MPC 2000 XL maybe, but I feel like it was just the ASR 10, and they would just let me work all night, but they wouldn't help me. They'd be like, don't bother us unless like you're at the absolute end of your rope. So you got to figure it all out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just sit there, just buy like a Young Shoes in there, just like.
Crazy.
I guess I'm here and shit. Like,
I met JD at Street Corner, and then we would, went out in the van, in the truck, smoked a joint. Actually,
yeah.
He wasn't smoking weed. He hit the joint that night, though. He didn't smoke weed for a long time. And then started going over his crib, over my Duke's crib.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, you want to make a beat? Go pick a record out. And he would be like, all right, listen, like, sample all the drums like 0.6. And, I had my little notepad, and he would chop the shit up for me at first. And then he would just leave.
Damn.
Leave the club and just leave me in my Duke's basement until like 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
He just said, you on the same beat and shit, like. Yeah. Oh man.
Crazy too, though, because like the first.
But that's like drill. That's like.
You talk about like the come up and like raising the bar. Like I'll give it a buck. Like the first 3 beats was funny as hell.
Yeah.
4th one was all right.
All right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, 4th one was all right. And then after that, it was some shit coming. It was like I just.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you surrounded by dopeness. That's the formula, man. If you got to stay the student. Everybody want to be the fucking master at stuff. Like it's good to get to 10,000 hours or whatever they say and shit. To master our stuff. Okay, we can master our stuff, but I still love being a student, man.
Well, I mean, the greatest teachers are students until the day that they go in the ground.
Yeah, man. That's facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to college to be a teacher, bro. How about that shit? I went to Eastern to be a teacher, yo.
I can see it.
Me out, and I have taught more motherfuckers around the globe than I ever would have been able to teach in a classroom.
You can go back and visit that, though. I think you'll be a wonderful professor at some shit. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. I mean, like maybe 10 years ago, shoes, you probably would have fucking beat the shit out of somebody. But I think as your kids have gotten older and you dad and you girl dad and then you got your, things have changed. I've seen your maturation, man, as a man, man. I'm very proud of what I see, man.
If we ain't refining ourselves, what the fuck are we doing? If you're not, it's one thing to make a better beat tomorrow, but can you be a fucking better person tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like, fuck beats, bro. We're gonna be good people. Look at the reason the world is in the state it's in today is because there's not a lot of good people in the world. The bad guys are winning.
You could be Christ Almighty on the beats. If you a dick or an asshole,
I'm not gonna play it.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't even care. It's like
Joe Budden came out a couple days ago and told Mr. Drake that Father Time is undefeated. So salute to Joe Budden because he is 100% accurate in that statement.
I don't give a shit about two rich guys and shit.
No,
I don't. Although I think Joe will smoke his ass. Oh, word. Yeah, my bad. Pause.
That was a bad one.
I know. It's all good.
That was a bad one.
Oh, man. So, I mean, I feel like you had like that shit was like training camp, man. Like Dilla would just leave you and shit. Like, all right, I'm going out and you stay your ass here and figure it out. It's almost like, basically I gave you what you needed. And because when I listen to your music,
you saw something there, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm because I personally don't really understand a lot of that. Like,
yeah.
I never really had to deal with the who was this white boy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people have given me their grace, and I'm so grateful for it. You know what I mean?
That's tough too in Detroit because like Detroit is, woof, man, it is segregated. Yeah. It is, man. So you never had any issues, like.
I mean, I got carjacked, but I mean that might have been because I was white. But that's probably one of the, that's definitely one of the top 5 best things that ever happened to me in my life was getting carjacked and not getting like my car stolen. Like, hey man, scoot over. Like, we riding for a minute. You know what I mean? With a gun in my face and shit. And I got Dez's records in the trunk. And I'm like, hey man, can I get these records in? Like, I got my big brother's recycling bin full of heat in the trunk. You can have this car, homie. I don't give a fuck about that. Let me get them records out the trunk. I'm going to call it to 10 and I'm going to shoot your motherfucking ass.
Word.
So you telling me I can't get these records out the trunk? That was my response.
Oh, shit.
Straight up. I can't get the records, dog. 10. You know what I mean? Like 1, 2, 3. Fuck. I got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was going to meet Dez at Amp's crib that night.
That's crazy.
You didn't get the records, obviously.
Never came. No, they never turned up.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I think I got my 3000. Like my first drum machine that I owned personally, my 3000 I got in like 96.
That's a come up because that shit came out like in 94 or 95, and that shit cost a lot.
Yeah,
for real. How'd you the street corner money?
No, I had an investor.
Man,
like the first beat I made on that bitch was all right. I ain't gonna front. Like the first beat I made, like Fat Cat rhymed on the first beat I ever made on my 3000.
Man, I had the 3. I love my 3. I loved it. I had the black joint. I had the black joint. Yeah,
bro. Yeah. I ain't made a beat in 15 years.
What?
I got 5 MPCs. I got a 3000, I got a 2000, I got a 2000 XL, I got a 1000, and I got a 500.
I'll take that 3 off your hands if you want.
No, I'm going to get back to work. That's the one that definitely ain't leaving.
Yeah, man. Speaking of your music, man, I mean, can we play anything?
Yeah,
we were talking about the 9 earlier, like the PDF show y'all did. Right, maybe like 6 months before I left Detroit, or maybe about a year before I moved from Detroit, my MP went down, and Denon gave me one of his.
Oh shit!
Word.
You know what I mean?
That's love. Denon's a nice guy,
Yeah,
man.
good dude.
I fucking love Denon. I just wish he would call me when he comes to LA. Denon fucking loves JD shit. So I just want to get him over here and put him in the chair and whoop his ass with some records. You know what I mean? That's when I'm happy.
Man, yes. I mean, man, like, speaking of which, like, that 96, I mean, do you have rights to that 96 record anymore? Or the 96, do you put out, your first record that you ever put out was Jay's record, right?
That was 97, I think. Late 96.
97.
No, you're right. It was October of 96, actually. I mean, nah, that was a bootleg. I mean, we didn't have the rights to put it out when we put it out.
Oh, that's right, right. The story, I guess the story had it like you was like, fuck it, right? Like, we put this shit out, like.
Well, I mean, he would give me these tapes, and a lot of the shit would never come out, and that's how a lot of shit works. But he was being told that remixes were accepted and greenlighted, and I'd be in the record store, and the fucking record would show up. And I would have to call this motherfucker and be like, "Bro, it happened again."
Damn.
Oh
It
shit!
ain't on here, bro. You know what I mean? And I was like, "Fuck it." He gave me a DAT of the. He gave me the JD unreleased shit. It was a DAT,
Mm-hmm.
and I would play it at the club on Fridays. And I was like, "Bro, let's just fucking put the shit out, man. Like, fuck these motherfuckers. They told you they was going to put it out, and they didn't. Let's just put it out."
Yeah. Man, and that was the early days of basically you putting records out, man. There's so many artists that you've been the conduit for, like, just countless people. There's too many people to name. Just the beginning of so many dope careers. Your homies and your student of JD, but there's like, there's Kareem who's fucking a god.
Yeah, absolutely.
A god of a producer, Kareem Riggins. You're surrounded, and you got Black Milk on your first project, by the way, was like, I didn't listen to it in its entirety, and I have to be honest, like I didn't. I think I got your instrumentals first because I bought the instrumentals again. You know what I'm saying? But in its entirety, I did not hear the whole album, and I until today, and shame on me. I do remember the Jametta Rose record though, which I love, the Castles record. I remember hearing that record, which I thought was like, it almost feels like Primo in a way. It has that Primo. Oh yeah, I think it has that Primo feel.
Wow, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, that song was actually a dedication to our homie J1, who passed away. And he was a conduit as well. You know what I mean? I met him the day after I moved to LA. He was from Cleveland. I was from Detroit. And that was my fucking dude. And he built a community out here called the Animal Kingdom, and he would give us all like nicknames and shit. He was the deer. And it's crazy because my name was the Moose. He made me the Moose. Yeah. And I never really understood it until like after he passed away. Because like the Moose is like the kind of the OG to the deer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, shit. That's fucking dope. That's fine.
That song still destroys me.
Okay,
that song is like 13 years old. That's just
I love this record, and Jametta Rose is
okay. We're gonna
crazy.
Get into something else.
Yeah, this record crazy. it's crazy because this record is, oh man, the record feels super fresh still.
So that was a Ty Dolla $ign song.
Word.
So Ty used to have a group called Ty and Corey. And that was a Ty and Corey song, right?
Yeah.
It was a song called The Dough. I only heard it like twice, and I don't have the song. I don't think Ty has it either. But when I went to track the beat out, we tracked it at this fucking ill studio, and it turns out we're having these conversations. I'm tracking the shit out, and come to realize that that studio was Jermaine Jackson's studio.
Oh, shit.
So that sample is Jermaine Jackson.
Ooh. The
Yeah.
word.
Captain Sand, Jermaine Jackson. It's the same shit from Somehow, Some Way.
Oh, man. See?
So I go outside to smoke a cigarette. We had been talking about the shit for a minute, and the engineer comes out and he's like, I'm pretty sure that song was probably recorded here.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Like, how many times has that ever happened?
That's crazy.
Where you fucking dumping a beat in the studio where the sample was originally fucking recorded in.
And it, like, I mean, like, for real, like, it does feel like a primo joint. That shit.
No, I feel you now because it sounds like Dirty Rotten. Like the drums sound kind of like Dirty Rotten.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing too, man. Like, you know, like because man, I got so much I want to say to you, man. Like, because you studied under. We all know who you studied under, and honestly feel like you got your own lane. Like as a producer, like I mean, you said you haven't did beats. Literally 15.
Well, also that record was recorded. That record was created. I made that record instrumentally at first.
Right.
So that record came out in 2011, maybe 2012. But those beats on that record from '99.
Word.
You know what I mean? Because I was never a workhorse producer like that.
Right.
I didn't wake up every day like I got to make a beat. Like I made beats. When I wanted to make beats, and I made beats for my fucking self. I made the movement. I made the instrumental movement, and then I made a list of all my homies that rap. Like,
well, that was my next question.
On that record is personal. Those are personal relationships. There was no phone calls.
Man,
like English class in like 4th grade, and you got the words over here and the definitions over here, and you connecting the dots. And it was literally, I had the track list of the instrumentals on one side and a list of all the rappers, and I connected the fucking dots.
I'm glad you said that because was it your first and only joint, right?
Proper LP, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, me and Big Tone did Big Shoes also.
Yeah. Which was fire. Well, by the way, we got that. We got that too. But that album, I was thinking as I was driving, I was like, damn, this shit is really fucking dope. Like, but it felt like, because you told me, I remember a while ago, you said, yeah, man, shit, I ain't no time to be doing no beats. Was it is it fair to say that was your life's work, basically, into that?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. You know how motherfuckers say business never personal?
Yeah.
Fuck all the motherfuckers. Those are dirty motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way too.
They'll do anything for $1. You know what I mean? Like, my business is always personal.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, that album, I'm telling you, Shoes, that album, man, like, shame on me, but not too shame. It ain't never too late, man. I had the I will say I had the instrumental first years ago, and I never sat and listened to the album today. I sat and listened to it on the way home, and I was like, this shit is fire.
You know what my favorite part of the album is?
What's that?
The fucking interludes.
Oh man, yeah, yo, you.
That's all Pete.
How'd you clear
That's all Pete influence. You know what I mean? Like,
but did you clear the Isley Brothers sample?
Oh, I ain't never cleared a sample in my life.
Fuck that shit, right? It's like, fuck that.
They ain't never gonna find out about it. You know what I mean?
See, I had people ask me that shit too. I'm like, I ain't fucking clearing. Don't say, yo, you a bad motherfucker. You come knock on my door for some shit like that. Hey, no. That album was incredible. I mean, you got everybody in that shit too, man. And it's just like, Black Milk and Guilty and Elzai and Mo Dirt. Like that album is crazy, man. Like you got so much stuff in there, man. And you are, I would say, one of the ultimate tastemakers that I've ever, I go to. I subscribe. I do have a question about your criteria for putting records out, because you have, when you started Street Corner, you ushered in really dope producers, for the likes of Stro Elliott, Tall Black Guy. I mean, the list goes on, man. There's Cream of Beats. It's just
motherfuckers that deserve records, bro.
Yeah, Juicy the Emissary. These are guys that still a lot of people really don't know about, but but the records, they're timeless, and there's just, the material is crazy, and there's so much stuff, bro. It's so much stuff. Do you ever look and say, what have I done?
No.
Or what did I get myself into?
Not really. Records are permanent. It's permanent. And if I'm dealing, and that's another thing. Like, you can't just give me your fucking record and I put it out. I don't do that. There's a few asterisks in the catalog with projects that people have given me, and I put them out. But that's all. I'm very heavy-handed, man. I go through hundreds of beats.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. Like,
I go through 300 beats in like a half hour, bro. And we got a folder of like 50, and then we work that down to like 30, and then we work it down to like 20. And then I sequence the album, and while I'm sequencing the album, I'll get an idea for one of the song titles might spark a visual in my head. You know what I mean?
Man.
That's I'm heavy-handed with it, bro. And I'm very grateful that a lot of these people have trusted me with their art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I understand how permanent a record is. You can't fuck a record up.
That's
This
true.
is fucking,
That's true.
It's so
it's not
true.
like Kanye now on Spotify or whatever, where he can change the record 2 weeks after it comes out.
Right.
Just change the folder or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you got one shot.
There's so many producers that you put out, man. Do you ever find yourself being burnt out at times? Like, man, there's like so much music.
I'm done. Walk. I don't, you know what I mean? 10 years in, it's thankless, bro. There's no celebrations. There's no reward. There's no emotional.
Are you still giddy about the?
No, I'm uninspired, unimpressed, and unfulfilled.
I think that's cap.
The last motherfucker that I heard that turned my ear was Soundtrack.
Okay, I was about to say.
Listen, that was 4.5 years ago. I haven't heard one person in the last 4.5 years that's made me feel like, oh man, I want to put your record out.
Speaking of
Are you
which,
serious?
me and Eddie got a
4.5
bet going on, though.
We did
What's that?
have a bet.
We got a bet going on. Have you heard this record yet?
Of course he has. Okay, of course. Run the shit anyway.
He chuckled like, motherfucker, you really asking me if I heard this shit?
Hey, Shoes. Membership has its privileges, right? Yeah. Got a couple things in my stash. Soundtrack. This is crazy. This shit is tough. I always want to hear a Buster on this shit.
Crazy.
Track gave me a little nugget. Like that was like a kid's record and shit.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
ain't got the vocals. That's just the beat. Because that's a Smith and Wesson record, right?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah. The Cocoa, it is Smith and Wesson, yeah.
No, there's never been any such thing as Cocoa Brothers.
I know, right? I thought that shit was.
Ain't
shit
never
was
been
what?
no such thing.
It came out that shit, Cocoa Brothers. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah,
Like
what is that shit? What is this from?
Cocoa fucking Cocoa Brothers, Cocoa Butters and shit. Yeah, I wasn't buying that shit either. Shoes.
No,
Yeah,
I'm washed, bro. I'm really washed. I'll tell you the truth. 10 years.
I mean, but man, like, but
I don't know if there'll be another 10 years of street corner music.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, well, all right. So how about this? You're gonna need an A&R then.
I mean, find me the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
man.
work
I mean,
very well in situations like that too. But it's, you know, a lot of people just feel some kind of way about shoes. I feel like I've been boxed out of a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And I speak my mind. I talk my shit. I've definitely talked myself out of all the corporate checks.
but you know what, man? They can't. But at the end of the day, you still are one of the favorite tastemakers. Period, man. Like they still
that I didn't like, bro.
Well, they still go to you. They still go to you for the approval. But I will say that there really are some really talented, really fucking dope producers, man, with just some crazy shit. I mean, we got Theory Has It. I mean,
he's nuts.
Yeah.
But I like also one of the main priorities. I mean, the goal of Street Corner is a very low ceiling. The goal of Street Corner music is existence.
Yeah.
It's physical media. It's records. Kids was happy with having a SoundCloud and seeing hearts and shit. Open a box of records. Open a box of your records. I like giving kids their first record.
Yeah.
I don't really like dealing with people that have been in this shit for a long ass time. I want to give a little kid who's dope a record.
Yeah.
Because we all know confidence issues are heavy with illest motherfuckers. A lot of motherfuckers you ever hear in your life have very shitty confidence issues. You know what I mean? So let's give a motherfucker that first record, build his confidence up. If he wants to do another one, that's cool. Or just pat him on the back and see what he does with that added confidence.
Seriously, that's why I believe everything that's on Street Corner it feels like it's strategically. Those records are all those albums are all strategic, and the producers and the artists. But I don't think sometimes. I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm thinking maybe you might be in a vacuum on the person outside looking in.
Right.
Because what I see as a DJ and a fan of the music, the albums that you've put out, I always want more. You know what I'm saying? You have your Jimmy Roses, you have your Stro Elliott. I mean, look, what the fuck?
all the motherfuckers made me feel some kind of way, and I had the ability to try to let somebody else feel that way. Listen to that music.
No, you've definitely touched a lot of people, man. Here it is, you know, I'm on the other side of the continent. I mean, seriously, man, like even for a guy like Juicy the Emissary, like sick with it. Like a lot of people don't know about Juicy. He came out with Kmart, the Kmart Chopper shit. And that was crazy. And I believe, did you put that out or did you put Timber out?
So
you put both of them out. Okay.
So I never feel like I very rarely shit seems to just kind of find me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The shit would just kind of always find me. Juicy was the exception in it. Like it was just this one day where I was on SoundCloud, just kind of bouncing around.
Yeah. And
I heard Timber. Because Timber is before Attention Kmart Choppers.
Oh, hell no. Word.
The side A of Timber was like a 13-minute joint he had on his SoundCloud. And I hit him immediately. I listened to that shit all the way through, and I hit him, and I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. Give me another 13 minutes, and we got a record. And he was like, word, hell yeah, let's do that. But let me send you this shit that I just finished. And he sent me Kmart Choppers.
Yo, when I tell you.
Kmart Choppers first, and then he finished Timber, and we put out Timber after. So Timber is the second album, but it's actually the preface and the post to Attention Kmart Choppers.
Attention Kmart Choppers.
Yo, like this shit crazy, but he like this ain't react. There's a record. There's a record. He took like I have to find it. It's like either a Jeff Ingram record, like, but it was like inspired by. He got a like I saw like on either Reddit or some kind of fucking blog page where he got the samples from, and it's just crazy. It was like shit. It was like the karaoke versions of shit they were playing, of records, and he took the shit.
This shit is so crazy, bro, because like the backstory to Kmart is there's a dude that worked at Kmart. There's a dude that worked at Kmart like in the 80s and shit, and he went to the electronics department one day and he realized that they got a tape every month, and it had the announcements and it had like, cover versions, kind of like Muzak versions of hits, because they weren't licensing no records to play in Kmart. And so he would pocket the tape every month when the new tape came in. So he had like 50 tapes or some shit. And in like the early 2010s or some shit, the dude uploaded all these tapes to archive.org. And there was like ripples and like rare media circles and shit. And for Juicy to have the foresight, and it's one thing to have the idea, it's another thing to execute that shit perfectly.
Man.
And he knocked that shit out the park.
So he took all the Kmart music that they would play in the store and chopped it up.
All that shit is from them Kmart tapes.
Oh my god,
that's
fucking
so
genius.
Crazy.
And to watch this, to complete the loop, the actual dude that put the tapes up ended up hearing Kmart choppers. And was
Do me a favor, React, please play B5. You'll see it. B5 was the shit. Baby, come to
Oh
me.
man.
Let me put my arms around you. I was like, this motherfucker's crazy. That was the shit right there. As you're shopping at cheap ass Kmart. Oh my, I got chills, man. Oh, this is what I'm talking about right here, man. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? That's this. All right, man. That's enough, man. Like that's what I'm talking about.
He's a singular. Like, that's another thing too, is like, I look for singularities.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like,
fan of singularities. Like, if I can immediately like break down your whole composition and like reverse engineer you off of like the first 10 seconds of a beat, it's not that impressive. If it's hard for me to figure out, there's so many motherfuckers on the label that are one-on-ones. And you might think they sound like somebody else, but then you find out that they're the root of somebody else.
There's nobody that like, first of all, Marvin's Mood by Stro. First of all, before we even play Stro Elliott, man, like Soul of Stro was a game-changing record, bro.
Hey, man. Listen.
Like, how'd you meet Stro?
He was just around doing beat battles and shit in LA. I think I met Stro at Boombox, a producer.
Yeah.
But the first time I heard Soul to Stro was at the Do-Over. They had just moved from that original iteration at Crane's Bar. They were trying to find like a new home. And it was like a big ass courtyard. And it was probably about 400 people. And Jeremy Soule played that shit. And the whole room went up. And we've seen rooms go up, but rooms don't go up off of records they've never heard before.
Nah, bro.
Like, maybe 4% of that room had heard that record before.
I heard Jeff play it first, Jazzy.
Fuck up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I heard Jazzy play it when I heard Jazzy play it, I was like, whoa.
Crazy.
Who and what the fuck is this, man? I chased that record down for at least a good 4 or 5 months. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of DJs chased that record down. Jazzy was the first person I heard play too.
With it on the Sunday service shit.
He
Right,
sure
right,
did.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
And then people were
Man.
hitting me up like, yo, you get money for that? I was like, hey, motherfucker, did we pay Soul to Soul? Why are you in my pockets, homie? Like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Why we ain't getting no fucking money from Kanye?
So you heard the record, and what happened after that?
Folders.
Oh, okay.
Folders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then during that whole process, he fell in with playlists and not playlist, but whatever that camp that Jeff had.
Playlist Retreat. Yeah, yeah.
Place Retreat. The place that I'll never be. First of all, fucking Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
This is the crazy shit. Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince were going to do like a 25th anniversary tour or a 30th anniversary tour or something. And Stro was going to be involved in some way. And like, supposedly from what I heard, like when Will heard and saw what Stro had, like he kind of locked into it.
Ooh.
And it went from that, like he was in the studio with Jeff one day and they're working on shit for this Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince reunion. And his phone rings, and it's Amir, and he goes out in the hallway, and Amir's like, what you doing for the next 20 years? And now he's the percussionist.
Yes.
Like, Stro Elliott is the like, when Stro told me this shit, I was like, I immediately, because, the homie Jeremy Ellis from Detroit used to perform, well, still does sometimes, but he was like the beat dude for the Roots. I was like,
yes.
Hired Jeremy?
Yes, yeah.
Hired Frank Nux. And I was like, wait a minute. You're the percussionist for the Roots?
They like edged him out, yeah, and slowly but sure.
Ableton?
Yes,
like,
man.
You know what a power move that is for our generation to see this motherfucker on the Tonight Show every night?
Hell yeah.
Yo.
Craziness.
You know what the craziest shit is that every night that I like I watch the show for, every once in a while, but I always look for Stro, like, because I'm like, where is he? Because you never know in this industry and everything. And then again, I think about it. I was like, yeah, Stro's a freaking unicorn.
Bro, there's nothing better in this. I know, we all know how dirty this shit is. The greatest thing you can ever see is seeing a good guy win, man.
Yeah.
Because that shit don't happen that much.
Nah.
And seeing somebody who has the talent and is a good fucking person and literally deserves it and see them get that. Oh man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And I'm just grateful to play any part in it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but you know what? The good thing is the records, Marvin's Mood and the Moods album is like, seriously, your pocket with your records, it's gonna feel like it's feeling like modern day, like Blue Note type shit with some of these producers, man. For real. It is.
Yeah.
We're gonna listen to
82 records in 10 years, bro.
How many?
Man.
Say that again?
82.
Wow.
Ooh.
That shit was ringing. I had that shit ringing out here, bro. Like, ooh.
His punch out flip is crazy too.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. His punch out flip. Play the Kamal Coltrane record. Why I find one more record from for him. Are you proud of this? You gotta be proud.
It's my life work, bro.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, like I know, like we really did like a remix. Like, listen, I didn't want to overbear you with. I know there's so many fucking Dilla questions. Dilla. I love Jay, and he's my hero, and we already know the story, but we didn't want to drill you with the same shit all over again because, you know, we already know. You know, what I'm saying? We already.
Dan Charnas wrote the Bible. Just go read the book, y'all. You know
exactly. Oh, well, read the book. I got the I listened to the shit twice on Audible. When I think about the stuff that's been, when I hear about, with no disrespect to legendary artists, like they were like, oh, Dres is gonna get, like, you know, he's doing an album over JD beats, and I'm just
I
like,
don't ever want to hear that in my life.
I don't either.
I'm gonna listen to my Black Sheep record though.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna listen to that first Dres solo record. I love those
Yeah,
records.
DRES. That's all I want to hear.
You know what I mean?
I hung out with the homie about a couple months ago and shit. You know, the Gene Brown function that we got down at and shit. But I don't want to. I don't want to hear any more.
How did Frankenstein end? You know what I mean? That's not me being a dick.
Yeah, bro.
All these motherfuckers think that I'm just this loudmouth motherfucker that just, no, man. And the other thing that's crazy is people be acting like I don't give a fuck about nothing and I'm just rambunctious. If I didn't give a fuck,
yeah,
would I turn up like that?
No, not at all. I know.
Fucking turn up is because I care so goddamn much.
Yeah.
Any drama that has ever came from anything that came out of my mouth, the shit that came out of my mouth came from a place of love and protection.
No, I know.
Every motherfucking time.
Yeah, but you're not alone, man, because and there's nobody against it. Nobody against anybody. I'm like, I truly don't want to hear, I don't want to hear his beats. I don't want to hear his beats.
Some super real shit. Like,
yeah.
Talking about the Diddy shit. You know, Dilla's got a joint on the Diddy album. The Tangerine Dream joint.
Yep.
Yes.
And motherfuckers is like, oh, it's terrible. And it's definitely far from one of my favorite records that I ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on Diddy's fucking record. Can any of you motherfuckers put that bag
yeah.
in the safe?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put that bag in the fucking safe. These motherfuckers aren't,
Yeah.
He's been dead for 17 years. And a beat that he made 21 years ago is on Diddy's new record. And these little young motherfuckers is fucking with it.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
That just, yeah, man. Yeah, I just don't. I just want it to be done right. You know, like when it's in the right hands. Whenever I hear, like, you know, I don't know, man. I just,
bro, they drilled Prince's safe the day after he fucking died. And what did he say for his entire career? Like, you're never gonna get any of this shit.
Yeah.
And he died, and they was in his safe the next day. What did Madlib say? Nobody went after Madlib when he was like, if I'm dying, burn the fucking studio down. Y'all ain't gonna Dilla me. Nobody barked on him. It's not too different from what I said.
Madlib's an interesting, one of the greatest.
Ain't nobody got more beats than fucking Madlib, bro. I probably got like 2,500 Madlib beats on my computer, and I might have like 10%, 5% fucking library. You know what I mean?
Man, like, just one of the illest, man. And then you know, it's funny, man, because I've heard early J records, and then there was the J-Lib record, you know, like you did, like the other night.
Years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago, J-Lib, man, you did your thing with the set too. I was like, woo, man, crazy. But I honestly think, man, like, I just think that like, there were different facets to Jay. I know Jay can always fucking chop records. He was incredible. And by the way, my favorite Jay chop is Believe in God. I know the record. We all know the record. Just how and still as a producer, and I've been doing it for, you know, for a span of like 3 decades now. when you can go to yourself and say, how, like how?
Oh, well, I played Jay's shit for Madlib for the first time Madlib ever heard JD's shit. I played a tape for him when he was on the tour bus DJing for the Alcoholics in '96.
Yeah.
And the first time JD ever heard Madlib, I played him the fucking Lupac record in them fucking early 12 inches when I was working in the record shop. And then I ended up fucking physically introducing them motherfuckers.
Man.
Like the day they met in the studio, we smoked fucking 56 blunts, yo. At Studio A.
Word, at Studio A. Yeah.
56 blunts.
Yo. First of all, I love the Studio A. Shouts to Eric and Marilyn. I know.
Man,
Man,
I was Todd. I miss Todd.
oh, yes. Where the fuck is Todd?
Right? I want to hear Todd's stories, yo. You got to find Todd and get him on here, bro.
I know. Listen, man, there was only two engineers in there. It was, and the other engineer was still my engineer. He Steve Cap. Now he's at 54 now.
Oh, word, man, 54,
Yeah.
bro. Wow.
Yeah, he's at 54. And it's funny because he's doing stuff with Gito and Tall.
Right.
Yeah. So, but Todd, man, I know Todd got all. I got a funny story, man. I was at Studio A and I was recording with Derek Coleman's cousins and shit, and I knew already that Dilla was recording there, and there's tapes laying around and dats and shit.
Oh boy.
So this is the first story. The second one is kind of fucking funny as hell too. So the first one, so I'm in there and I see, and there's just a cassette tape laying next to the computer, and I was like, oh shit. This shit said Frank and Dank and shit. I was like, I don't think nobody's gonna miss this shit. It wasn't a dad. I was like, I can't take a dad because the dad was like, they were, back then they were expensive. So I took the tape. I took it.
Like a 20-minute Ampex.
Yep. I stole that little Ampex, that little expensive tape, and I was like, I don't care what it said. I said Frank and Dank, and it was take them clothes off. And I was happy with that too, because I was like, I already heard it. I stole it, people. I stole some shit from the studio. I don't give a shit. And I brought that shit, put it in the cassette, and it was like, dun, 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 dun. And that was the thing about Dilla. Like I was like, okay, it feels like Neptune's inspired, but he did they shit better than all of them. Like he could do some Primo shit better than. I'm sorry.
You don't gotta apologize.
You couldn't take his.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So when I heard this shit, it was take them clothes off, and it was like another record. I forget the other record that was on whatever record that was on the B side.
The crazy joint.
Yeah. Yes. I had that record. So when I heard it, I was like, what? And I ain't telling nobody.
I crazy. I gotta pull that out. I haven't listened to that. I haven't heard that record in a long time.
Yeah.
Stream tomorrow.
So that was the two records, and I was just like, damn, that's it.
Yeah, that was the 12-inch.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So the second time I came across some instrumentals of his is we were myself and my cousin Seth Marcel, we were rehearsing. We were in a group together. Shouts to Seth Marcel, and we were in the city. I think Sony studios, like we rehearsed and shit. It was like a rehearsal spot. Right. So we end up in the same room, right? So I'm setting up my turntables, and I end up in there, and I'm setting it up, and I see that somebody else was there before us, and I look at the test pressings, and I see that it's fucking like Water for Chocolate.
Oh shit!
It was the instrumentals.
Yo, it's on the show.
Are you fucking? Oh my! Yo, it was the instrument
written in a Sharpie, right?
Yes, yo, it was the instrumentals, and I think Sinister was still DJing for Common
Written
at the
on
time.
the sleeve though, not on the label, right? Sharpie was written on the
Yes.
Yeah, he gave me that record.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That record's on the shelf.
That's crazy.
React.
That's crazy.
So I said to myself, I said, there's only two people in here. I said, there's no way I want to take it. But they're coming back either later on after us and they're automatically going to know. And I just sat there the whole time rehearsing for our show, but consumed looking at the fucking... I was like,
fast forward 20 something years later, and you it's on Shoes'
yeah, that shit's
wall.
over there, bro.
oh my god,
that's crazy.
I saw this shit. I was just like, man, I was like, yeah, I can't. I really want to take it though. I want to take it, but I knew that we was gonna have some problems with some people. Man.
Yeah, because test pressings back in the day ain't like it is. Like motherfuckers now get like a box of test press. Back then, it's like there's like.
But they would have knew it. They would have knew it was us because only a couple of people booked the room.
Absolutely.
The shit was just sitting there. I was like, and this was when this was 2002, 2003 when we were in there. Them shits was fresh, and I was just like, I'm gonna take them. And Seth was like, you better not fucking take them shits. They're gonna know it's us. Damn, we're pushing 2 hours, man.
No, it's all good.
I knew this was gonna happen, man. But shit.
We can do part two. We can do part two in a month.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm good to go. I know it's getting late over there, though. You know what I mean? I don't do a lot of interviews, homie.
Wow,
music is a secret. There's nothing more important than documentation, bro, and that's why I'm so grateful for y'all to have me here. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you, man.
Oh,
we appreciate it.
If the stories never get told, they never happen.
That's right.
I do have a question. Right. Even though Eddie, you probably know the answer to this. How did you meet? How'd you come across Soundtrack?
Me and Soundtrack had been like missing each other. You know what I mean? Like we would meet, and I'd be like, "Yo," when we really started getting closer in the universe was Nam 5 years ago. He was playing beats, and I was like, "Yo," he was playing beats with his homie, and he has some shit. And he'll tell the story, his side of the story, like, this is crazy for the podcast. Like, get his side of the story, too, because he was never comfortable with sending shit. And when he finally sent that pack, we were off to the fucking races. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like, he had, what was it, like
the record was done. Like, and then there was Light. We had finally,
oh, my God.
Finally dialed it in. But then the pandemic popped off, and
that's right.
Shout out to Slop and Session In. Cats was in there playing fucking Heat every Friday, and I would tap in because Soundtrack would be chalking the room out every Friday. And he played like 4 joints that night, and I had to change the whole record.
Oh,
I told him on the stream, I was like, man, I need all those records. the records were so heavy, and the record was kind of more laid back that I literally had to like re-sequence the whole album.
Oh my God. Yo, like the
sequence is critical. You can't just like
there's no
the record, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, Shoes. Like there's no question that first of all, shouts to my Session In gang. I'm part of that. They saved me. They really did. They put the battery in my back that
was a special time, bro.
It was, man. It was the great reboot. And just sitting in a room and just the camaraderie, you know, meeting Soundtrack, you know, that's little bro. Shouts to Zenon, who is now working for oh my God, what's the Disney Pixar. Yeah, he works for Pixar, but he's still doing music, man. And they were two peas in the pods. They were both, you know, they both had heat, you know. And I was just like, man, but Track is special, man. And I remember him being very excited. Yeah, when he told me that. Yeah, man. Like he told me, he was like, yo, because we talked a lot, man. It wasn't about music, man. I was just like, you know, that's the thing. She was like, oh, music is what brought us together. Music is what brought me and React together in 2005 or 4 when I worked at Guitar Center and shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I told him that story earlier. You know, broke ass musicians always worked at some sort of music store.
That's right. That's right. Music was what brought us together. But other than that, man, I just, talk shit. We don't even we talk music, but we don't really talk about music, man. It's just like, all right.
Because we do music. And
Right.
That's exactly. So I say that to say this about Soundtrack. So he was very happy about, he was like, man, I'm about to do this shit with Shoes, and he was really excited.
Yo, he wasn't as excited as I was.
Oh my God, this has been, we gotta do a part 2, man.
Oh, we will.
This might be the longest interview we did.
I mean, let's just do them quarterly. We can just do a quarterly House Shoes episode.
Ooh, yes, we can do
Smart,
that,
yeah.
please. What
Hell
does
yeah.
House Shoes fucking think? I had a list here, man. I was like, I didn't even get to that shit, man. There's so much other stuff.
I mean, come on, man. We rap nerds, bro. We love talking about rap shit.
We do, man. We do, man. That's why I think that, I keep, I think React all the time, the bro, because I said no, 4 times, maybe. I was like, man, I want to do this shit. And he was like, yo, but come on, man. I was like, this
Let's
shit.
talk about the shit anyway.
And I was like, all right, let's fucking do it. But man, I truly appreciate you, Shoes. Seriously, a man's man. Like, for real. I'm all for people who don't put no punches and just, like, you ain't about that sucker shit. Like,
Nope.
Like, nah, bro. We just